guys, right now I want to do one of these Let's Play videos, but instead of doing it about a video game, I want to do it about something that's much more near and dear to my heart, and that is politics, specifically the 2012 presidential election. So right now, you are looking at an interactive electoral college map brought to you by 270towin.com. They're not sponsoring this, but I just really like the map tool that they have come up with. And the specific map that you're looking at is what the election would look like if it were held today, according to the most recent polling data, which I'm pulling from talkingpointsmemo.com. And if the election were held today, Obama would win 310 to 206. Colorado and Virginia are a little too close to call, but every other state leans one way or the other. Florida is very close. Indiana is very close. North Carolina is very close. There are many very close states, but they still lean one way or the other. So anyway, let's look at something that's a little bit more fun. We'll start with the best case scenario for Barack Obama. And right now what you're looking at, I have pulled every single state where the margin of victory as it stands right now would be less than 10% for either candidate, either Obama or Romney. Now 10% is a pretty big spread. If you're ahead by 6 or 7 points, you're probably going to win that state. But regardless, for the sake of thought experimentation, this is what it would look like if Obama just dominated the election from this point forward. You'll notice Texas is actually less than a 10-point spread. It was fairly close in 2008, I think. But still pretty solidly Republican. I think Romney has a 7-point margin in Texas right now. So if Obama dominates everything, this would be a complete validation of his policies. This would be a mandate. He would be able to do what he wanted with his second term as president. He would win 420 to 118. Not particularly likely, but fun to look at. To the contrary, what would happen if Romney absolutely dominated the media narrative and won every single state where the margin is less than 10 percentage points? Well, it would look like this. And, I mean, again, not going to happen. There hasn't been a Republican who's done this since Ronald Reagan was reelected, and he won every single state except for Minnesota and the District of Columbia. So that was a sweep. So this next map, I pulled every single state where the margin is less than 5%, simply leaners. This is in the territory where the poll's margin of error could flip it one way or the other. We don't know how these states are going to vote, essentially. But you'll notice that Barack Obama still wins the election. He has 271, you only need 270. It's just a squeaker, but even if Romney won every single one of these other states, he still loses. Yeah, 271 to 267. And even this is kind of ridiculous, because if Romney was to win all of the swing states, he would need to turn the national narrative on its head to a point where he'd win more than just the swing states. So the real Romney win condition in my book looks something not like this. This is a starting point. So this is, once again, if the election were held today, how the votes would happen. And Romney essentially needs to undermine Barack Obama's economic argument. He needs to say Obama's economic policies have failed. And where would you do that? You would do that in the Rust Belt, in places like Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania. Mitt Romney's dad was governor of Michigan when Mitt Romney was growing up. So there's a little bit of a legacy argument to be made there. Michigan is also home of the auto industry and Barack Obama's famous auto bailout. And so essentially, if Mitt Romney can convince the people of Michigan that Obama's policies that have very directly affected the state of Michigan have not worked, then that undermines Obama's argument for the entire country. So it starts with Michigan, it also bleeds into Ohio, Pennsylvania, states that have lost a bunch of manufacturing jobs. And just flipping those three, you'll notice that suddenly Romney has pulled ahead 260 to 256. But if Romney flips those three, then because Obama's argument has been undermined, Obama's prospects start to fall apart everywhere. He loses the obvious swing states, and I think he loses more than just that. I think Florida flips. I think that you see just a pretty decisive victory for Romney if he can switch Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania. I frankly don't see that happening. I don't think that Romney has demonstrated he's a skilled enough politician. He hasn't made any clear inroads with the people of Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania. Those are all states that are pretty decisively in Obama's column at this point. He's ahead by 6, 7, 8 percentage points there. So the most realistic prediction, my personal prediction for the election, looks something like this. I think that Barack Obama will be in control. And Obama's not really a gambler. I don't think he's going to push for a sweep, but I think that what he is going to dedicate his resources to is maintaining the coalition that elected him in 2008. I think that would be a very powerful message for Obama to convey, to say, most of the country supported me 4 years ago, and that coalition is still entirely in place. So the map you're looking at right now is actually identical to the map that elected Barack Obama in 2008. That is my prediction. A lot can change in 3 months. We're 3 months out from the election, and Twitter did not exist in 2008. Twitter can change the mind of an entire age group of America very, very quickly. So there's a lot of race left to be run, but this is what I think right now. What do you guys think? Post a comment or video response. Let me know if you like this video. Blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm leaving now.